everyone. March 21st, we're entering into our 6th week of Lent, and the practice that I want to invite you to this week is the practice of silence. Now, some of you are drawn to that, love that. Some of you may be repulsed by it, but what I want to ask is that you set aside a time each day. You can pick however long you want, 2 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, an hour, whatever you want, but that you plan to take that time in silence. And what I mean by that is not just sitting in a quiet room and letting your thoughts go wild. What I mean is trying to enter a place of inner silence and quiet. Be still and know that I am God. And if you're like me, you have a million thoughts in your head all the time. There's a lot of noise inside our head that we struggle with. So what I'm talking about is taking 5 minutes or however long you want each day to try and quiet that inner noise. Now, this is not blanking your mind. This is not Eastern meditation. This is actually focusing your mind on the one thing that really matters, and that is the presence of God. If you remember back when I preached through 1 John, I used this icon of the Trinity and had this idea that there's a place at the table for us to sit in relationship with God. And that's what we're doing in this time of silence, is we're actually coming to that table and setting aside all our other thoughts and concerns and focusing our attention on just the presence of God and being attentive to Him, listening, quiet. Now, the struggle is that inner noise is such a part of our life that we get frustrated by it, and we just get wrapped up in it. Once you are trying to be quiet and you have a thought and then you get mad at yourself for having a thought, it's just a downward spiral. So I've found an image that Thomas Keating shares that's been very helpful for me. And in this time of silence, when I'm sitting in the presence of God, focusing my attention on Him, I pretend I'm actually sitting at the bottom of the ocean. And the water around me is like the presence of God, and I'm focused on that. Now, as I sit there throughout this period of time, however long it is, there's always thoughts and distractions that come to my mind. And at that moment, I have a choice. I can either swim to the surface and look at the thought and the distraction and spend some time exploring it. I can get mad at myself, or I can just let it go and return my attention back to the presence of God with me. And that's what I want to invite you to do. Just set a timer on your phone or your watch for 5 minutes, 8 minutes, however long you want to do it. Take a deep breath, realize you're in the presence of God, and sit quietly. And as thoughts come, don't get frustrated. You're human, that's what's going to happen. But instead of preoccupying yourself with those thoughts or engaging them, return your attention to the one thought that really matters. You're being attentive to the presence of God. I encourage you as you try that this week, let us know how it's going. It may be a new experience for some of you, but I think you'll find that in that quiet and the presence of God, that there's a peace there that flows into the rest of your life day to day as you build and develop that. Love you guys. See you soon. Bye-bye.